Hello and welcome to a Smurd video, and it is my pleasure to look at Power Rangers Lightning Collection Wave 12 Wild Force Blue Ranger, aka Max. Now, when it comes to Wild Force, it had a killer theme. I tell you what, that theme's in your head right now, that the moment I've just said it. Wild Force Power Rangers. So I don't usually sing on these things, but I was quite excited to finally have this. We have, in terms of Max, he has a beautiful bromance with Danny, the bison and the shark, friends forever and all that stuff. There were some great twists and turns with the villains of the story and Cole's development, how he ended up living in the jungle, and growing up in the jungle and all that stuff. In terms of Mendina, obviously it's probably a sore subject in terms of how, well, him personally, what he did at one point in his life, which shocked fans across the world. However, I felt like there was a real missed opportunity in terms of Cole, the character, the Red Wild Force Red Ranger, because he was a great Red Ranger. I really enjoyed him being there. And I felt like they really missed it in terms of Samurai, the character Decker. They could have really done something cool in terms of Cole turning to the dark side for some reason. Obviously, in reality, he did turn to the dark side. And I wouldn't be doing this review without mentioning Forever Red, one of the best Red Ranger team-ups ever. In fact, it's the only Red Ranger team-up, which is great. What beautiful memory. So there we go. So we have the beautiful packaging, and this is the old style packaging. It is now changed to non-plastic. So this is the last time you will see beautiful covers like this. And there is that, and then we have the beautiful Wild Force piece there. So I'm going to get Max out of his packaging and have a closer look. All right, so here is Max out of his packaging, and I've put him in this pose because I feel like they used to use the little daggers to call their Zords, right? Oh, I could be wrong. I mean, even though I remember lots of stuff about Wild Force, I don't necessarily remember all the ins and outs, but I do remember they had these daggers and they formed some sort of weird circle, etc., and put them together. So, yeah, there we go. So that's pretty cool. So that is pretty nifty to begin with. In terms of how he looks, it is, apologies, very simple design. The helmet is very nice. I do love the sort of sock. It actually looks like a shark's on his actual head, which is pretty awesome. Then he has the stripes. Now, I know there was a big debacle with Lunar Ranger and the 6 stripes. However, I'm not so sure about this one. And he's got a nice little logo there. Come on. That will pose. It's not liking that at all. But it is a shark going on there. And then we got a nice little morphed down there. And it's very sharp. I'm not noticing any QC problems with the paint as such. It does look like it's turned out all right. In terms of what else he comes with, so he comes with the special effect, which you can take the Lunar, what? Yeah, I don't know where I've got Luna from. Lunar Wharf, I'm thinking of, and literally you can just plug that in there if you want. It's a cool effect. It works, and he comes also with these beautiful sort of, I'm not even sure what they are, but they're like sort of like knives, etc., which is pretty awesome as well. And you can just sort of put them on there. I'm not entirely sure how he's meant to use them, whether they're meant to be like that. Yeah, falling out. Yeah, like that, but you can get him into some little poses using them. So it's nice that he's got his principal weapons as well as the little dagger. I'm not sure, once again, if the dagger is meant to grow into a big boy sword or whatever you want to call it, or big girl sword. I'm trying not to say anything too controversial there. So, but it does look pretty nice. These things, I'm still not sure how they're meant to go, whether this is the sharp bit or whether this is the sharp bit. it actually doesn't really make much sense to me. So there we go. So there is that. So let's look at articulation. So the head can go all the way around, it can go down, it can go up. And apologies if you can hear my daughter in the background slowly dying. Got a butterfly effect. The arm can do a full 360. You can lift it up there. There is swivel there on the tight joint there. There's also swivel there. And then we got the double joint on the arm. This is not pinless. There are pins in there, which is a shame. There is no spin on the wrist, which I was actually expecting. Spin on the hand and an upsy and downsy. Now, the body movement is all up there. And then he has an ab crunch. Don't mess with him. And then he is like that. He has a swivel there. He has a double on the legs. He has a swivel there. Lefty, righty. An upsy and a downsy. There we go. So the usual articulation which we would expect from such a figure. Now, I guess when it comes to Max, Max was the smallest and the youngest out of the group and was always trying to prove himself that he wasn't scared or something like that. And it will be interesting to see his size compared to Danny, who was probably about 6 foot compared to Max. It will be certainly intriguing to see how that pans out. That looks very nice together. I like that. That looks very cool. All right, so here is Max with Lunar Ranger and Wlid. Oh, I've forgotten what it's called already. So they do look very, very cool together. And Merrick is pre-fired decent. So I actually didn't think that we had already hit 3 figures in this. Now, it's nice that we've got a henchman, and obviously we've got Yellow Ranger coming out at some point. Bring on the Yellow Rangers this year, clearly. But they do look very cool together. I really do want some more of them. I'm not going to spend all that money. I'm not going to spend 25 quid on it, though, just so I'm clear. And then I was trying to replicate some sort of move in terms of how he looks when they're doing their wild force and they jump on the ground and, you know, they hit the ground and stuff like that. I just want to put on the Max head just to wrap up the review. If I can get that on there. And always remember, always be careful with your heads, because too much pressure, it can go wrong. Now, I think we all know this isn't the best head sculpt that they've produced, but it's sort of in the right direction in terms of Max's youthful look, and he had his little afro obviously on there, which always looked pretty awesome. Always impressed by that. So there we go. So there he is in all his glory. So another Wild Force figure added to the collection as we grow. So if you like my channel, please support me by subscribing. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think about this figure in the comments section. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. Thank you to everybody that's already subbed. As always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.